Alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. No, it's not loud enough, loud enough. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, great, great. So, inshallah, we're continuing our talks on Surah Al-Fatiha, right? And this is, Surah Al-Waqi'ah. Rhymes, right? Waqi'ah, Fatiha. So, Surah Al-Waqi'ah, by the way, this is not a tafsir session. I am not qualified to be a mufassir, right? Tafsir is like a heavy, heavy thing. It's a very big word, right? So I'm nowhere close to being a mufassir. These are simply reflections of interesting tafsirs that I've read, okay? So this is nothing, I'm not coming up with any of this stuff, right? They're only reflections of certain tafsirs that I've read. And tafsir is a much advanced topic. But the idea is, this is the first step towards the Quran. The first step towards the Quran is to reflect. Okay? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keeps asking this question over and over again. Don't you reflect? Don't you think? أَفَلَا يَعْقِلُونَ أَفَلَا يَتَفَكَّرُونَ. Right? So you need to keep pondering and reflecting. When that interest, that spark comes in your heart, then you'll start reading and advanced and getting that knowledge. But my objective in this class and this whole semester is to get that spark in inshallah all of you. Just that spark. Okay? Once you get that spark, then you're going to be on your own. You're going to start reading on your own in your free time. Instead of going on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, you're going to be going on altafsir.com, okay, or Bayyina or something, right? So this is really the objective. So Surah Al-Waqi'ah, last class we talked about the highest ranks. That's the first section of the surah. Today, inshallah, we'll be talking about the believers. Now, what's the difference between the highest ranks and the believers? If you remember, I gave you a small analogy of that. What was it? Yeah, kind of like that, right? So first class versus business class. But again, this is nothing compared to Jannah. I mean, we can never comprehend what Jannah is going to be like. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given certain advantage for the higher believers, the highest ranks over the normal believers. Why do you think that Allah did that? Is it fair?
That everyone wants to be in those highest ranks.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
competition. Remember, we talked about this last class. So competition is a major part of that. And plus, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is fair. So if some people is everybody in the same level of iman? Some people are like super, super religious, and some people they just do their 5 prayers, they just, fast in Ramadan, and then they're busy with work, and, maybe they watch movies and music or whatever, So they have sins here and there, but they're doing their basic. So can you compare the two? Of course, there should be a comparison, right? If everyone goes into Jannah at the end of the day, then, all Muslims will pray and fast and party, right? So just to make it fair, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has done it this way. It's just to be fair. And by the way, it's not like there's just one first class and then business class and economy class in Jannah. There's like multiple levels of Jannah. What it's going to be like, how it's going to be like, how big your palace is, what's the distance, no one knows, I mean, there's hadiths about this, but in terms of actual factual comparison, it's impossible to do that, right? So, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about Ashab al-Yameen now, okay? This is Ashab al-Yameen here, right? وَأَصْحَابُ الْيَمِينِ أَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ وَأَصْحَابُ الْيَمِينِ مَا أَصْحَابُ الْيَمِينِ Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls them Ashab al-Yameen, the friends or the people of the right hand. Why right hand? They're going to get their books in the right hands. And the people of the criminals, where will they get their books? Left hand. And remember we said, it's going to be so embarrassing that they're actually going to be hiding it behind their backs. They don't even want anyone to see it, So they'll be like this. They don't want anyone to see it. It's so embarrassing. You failed, basically. If you get your book in your left hand, that means it's like, khalas, it's over. It's game over. So Ashab al-Yameen. Ma ashabul yameen. Why does Allah say ma ashabul yameen again? I told you last class. It says Allah saying, and the people of the right, what can I tell you about the people of the right? Kya baat hai unki, you know? Ma ashabul yameen. It's so beautiful, right? So he doesn't even say who they are, he just says, what can I say? What more can I say about these people? So special, you know? Ma ashabul yameen. Fi sidrin makhdud. Fi sidrin makhdud. Okay? Now he's describing what they're going to be doing in Jannah, basically. Okay, so it's like a scene of Jannah. So scene number one, they are in the company of lotus trees. Okay, this is what the tafsir books say. I have no clue what lotus trees are. I just googled it up, and this is what lotus trees are. Okay, so I've never seen this tree before in my life, but apparently there's going to be lotus trees. And those trees will be makhdud. Makhdud pretty much means that there will be no thorns on the tree. There will be no thorns. Why no thorns? Of course, because if you want to pick up that flower in Jannah and smell it, like you won't get picked by the thorn, right? So there is no pain in Jannah. There is no pain in Jannah, right? You guys all have to realize this. We don't have to go to the bathroom. We have no headaches, no sickness. No tension. You know how like sometimes when you travel, like with family, you go to a nice place and there's kids there also. So it's an amazing place. Let's say it's a beautiful waterfall and like such a nice weather. But the kids are running around and one has to get the diaper changed and the other is fighting with another one. So I'm in the best place in the world, right, in terms of scenery, but am I enjoying it? Why? Because these kids are a nuisance, right? I want to throw them off the mountain, right? Because they're just spoiling the whole mood. You know, I'm here to relax, to enjoy an ice cream with my wife in this nice weather. And here are the kids. He needs to go to the bathroom now. So we have to go all the way down in the mountain, right? He messes up the whole thing. In Jannah, this won't happen. In Jannah, no one will spoil the mood for you. And you know, also something interesting about families when you go out, inshallah, when you have kids, you'll know this, that instead of, you know, enjoying the beautiful scenery, you're always concerned, bache kidhar hai, ye kidhar gaya, you know? So you're always concerned, you know, they don't get lost or get kidnapped or something. In Jannah, you can chill, and your children can chill, everyone chills, no one's going to get lost, right? There's no worries. Enjoy. They can go and explore, you know, no one was going to kidnap them in Jannah. Right? They're not going to get lost. So it's really amazing, subhanAllah. So lotus trees with no thorns, no pain. No pain. And apparently there's something special about lotus trees. Inshallah, may Allah gather us in a similar gathering in Jannah, and then we'll go explore these lotus trees. And we'll do a dars there, inshallah, right? These are the lotus trees we talked about, inshallah. So, and then he says, وَطَلْحٍ مَنْضُودٍ. Now, talh, you know, there's a lot of different explanations, but the most common one is banana trees. Talh and mandud. And mandud pretty much means ordered up in amazing, you know, order and lines. So they're really organized in a perfectly sequenced manner, and you know, in lines and arranged in a beautiful way. Okay. Like an arrangement, you know how like when you buy arrangements and bouquets of flowers, how do they set up that arrangement? How do they set up the arrangement? The guys who do the bouquets of flowers, what do? They make it really nice, right? And that's, you're paying 20 dinars for a stupid bouquet, right? Just because the guy spent half an hour making the arrangement, right? Basically. And so the more beautiful it is, you know, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this is, subhanAllah, this is a banana tree. Have you ever seen a banana tree? This is what it looks like, okay? And look how amazingly ordered everything is. It's like perfectly designed, right? Perfect arrangement by nature. You don't have to pay the guy anything for this. This is nature. So isn't that amazing? Yeah? وَطَلْحٍ مَنْضُودٍ. Okay? So, banana trees. There's a lot of people, like I met this guy once in Qatar, subhanAllah, Dr. Isam Siddiq, okay, Sudani brother in Doha. And he came up to me and he was telling me about this project he's working on. And this guy has spent 20 years of his life doing research on this word, talh. You guys realize that? Because he's like, it can't be banana trees. I disagree. So I was like, so what is it? So then he told me all this research that he's done, that it's like some special trees that they get in Sudan, and it has a lot to do with fiber, and he has all these theories. So anyway, that's off topic, but the idea is, see how some people, they like dedicate their lives just to research one ayah of the Quran. Yeah. It's really impressive. So talh, maybe it's banana trees, maybe it's something else, Allahu A'lam, but this is really the common explanation. If you guys are interested in his theory, just go on Facebook, Isam Siddiq. He calls his project the forgotten food. And apparently his theory is that talh, and there's this other food, what's the other one? Men. Men and salwa, Bani Israel, when they were in the desert, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent down men and salwa. So he says men is also part of that special food. Okay? So men and talh, he's made like the secret recipe, and he calls it the forgotten food, and you can actually buy it. And he gave me gifts. I have them at home if you want to try. They're like clear not tablets, but something that you dip in water and you have it. Like it has no taste, but apparently it has a cure for all diseases. And we tried it with my son. He had like a bad cough and stuff. Immediately the same day it went. Yeah. So it's called the forgotten food. Just Google it or Facebook search it, and inshallah you get it. Talh al-Mandud. So interesting stuff. Okay. وَظِلٍّ مَمْدُودٍ. And there will be shades that will be expansive. Mamdood means extended and expanded. Okay? Never-ending shade. In the dunya, do we have never-ending shade? No, you're sitting there, nice shade, and then the sun slowly starts, rotating, and then you have to move. The people who do sunbathing, right? What do? So they're laying down, the sun moves, they have to get up, remove the bed, and then, set the position and everything. So shades in our dunya are temporary, right or no? In akhirah, it'll be mamdood, it'll be never-ending, right? And so a lot of scholars have different interpretations of what this means. But one interesting thing was, on the Day of Judgment, it's going to be really, 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 really hot. And some people will be sweating big time. Some people will be sweating all the way up to their ankles. Like the sweat, it's going to be so much that their ankles will be full of, the sweat will be all the way up to the ankles. And then some, the sweat will be all the way up to their knees. And some, the sweat will be all the way up to their waist. And some, the sweat will be all the way up to their necks. And some will be drowning in their own sweat. That's how hot it's going to be. So, first thing we should do is look for a shade on the Day of Judgment. We all should go and look for that shade. And then there's this beautiful hadith where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, on the Day of Judgment, there will be 7 special people who will get this shade. And so we all have to compete in what now? In this dunya? At least get secured in one of them, please, Yani, So I'm going to be talking at length about this because it's important. All of us want that shade. We don't want to drown in our sweat, ma'adallah, right? So what are those 7 shades? So number 1, Imamun Adil, a just leader. And the Prophet said that every single one of us, كلكم راع وكلكم مسؤول عن رعيته. Every single one of you is a leader. Every single one of you is a shepherd, and you will be responsible for your sheep. So how are you going to be like, let's say you're married and you're at home. Who will your sheep be? For the sisters? Your kids are your sheep. You'll be responsible for them. Same thing for, fathers. You're responsible for your family, for your wife, for your kids. If you're at work, you're a manager. You're responsible for your team and your, subordinates. If I'm a teacher, I'm responsible for my students. If I'm saying something wrong in this class, on the Day of Judgment, I'll be messed up. So it's a big responsibility, big amana. What else? Give me examples. Governments, right? The leader of a country is responsible for every single hungry person who is being dealt with unjustly. Scary one. So, if you get offered, very difficult. So, if you get offered like to be the president of a country, think twice, And actually, the Sahaba, like the righteous people, when they used to get offered these positions, you know what they used to do? What's number two? So we got number one. Number two, righteous youth. Wow. Okay? And the hadith says a young boy or girl who has been raised up in the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wow. Now this is a category where, inshallah, may Allah, get you signed up for that category. This is an opportunity for you. For us also, we're still young, right? Inshallah. Yeah. So righteous youth. I think this is so motivational, honestly. Like if you could just spend your youth in the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, doing good things, staying away from bad friends, being close to the Quran, coming to wise. Inshallah. That's what wise is doing actually. It's actually, our objective is to get people signed up for this category on the Day of Judgment. So, in the shade for this category, you'll see like inshallah students of wise there, inshallah. So that's really it. So all of you have an opportunity, right, to be part of that. Nothing is stopping you. I mean, the competition is still open, right? The door is still open. Let's do it. Number three, someone whose heart is connected to what? Masjid, right? So obviously, applies more to the brothers, because sisters, you could go to the masjid, but it's more for the brothers. Why? Because going to the masjid and praying 5 times a day is a very difficult thing, honestly. In today's day and age, with all the busy schedules and, distractions, shaitan, TV, Facebook, whatever, cricket matches, right? People end up slacking. They pray at home and wherever, So someone who's connected to the masjid, not because he has to pray, his mom's saying, chalo, chalo, namaz ka time ho gaya, utho, right? Ikamat hogi, chalo, right? That's not connected to the masjid. Connected to the masjid means adhan goes off and you run to the bathroom, do wudu, and not even that. Before adhan, you're like ready, right? And you can't wait, like you're waiting. Dhuhr kab honi yaar?
Today it's late.
Aa rahi nahi hai, kya ho gaya, You're waiting for dhuhr to come. Are there people like that? Yes. And they will be part of this category. Are there many of those? No. Right? And why do they love the masjid? It's quiet, maybe. It's peaceful. It's the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's where you connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? And the Prophet ﷺ, when the adhan used to go off, like let's say he would play with his children and spend time with his wives, right? He was very, he was a family person, mashallah, right? At home. So he'd be playing with his kids and whatever, and then adhan would go off. He would completely become a different person. He'd just get up and leave, as if he doesn't even know anybody there. Why? Because what does the mu'adhin say? Before that, what's the first thing he says? What's the first thing that mu'adhin says? Allahu Akbar. What does that mean? Allah is greater. It's not greatest. Allah is greater. In Arabic, Akbar means greater than. And then there's a blank. Allah is greater than blank. That's what Allahu Akbar means. So what's the blank? Anything you're doing now. You fill in the blank. So if you're on Facebook, Allahu Akbar, then Facebook. If you're watching a movie, Allahu Akbar, then this movie. If you're spending time with your family, Allahu Akbar, then your family. If you're spending time with your friends, Allahu Akbar, then your friends. If you're watching a cricket match, Allahu Akbar. You see? If you're at work and you have a very busy schedule, Allahu Akbar. At school, adhan goes off, Allahu Akbar. You're supposed to say, teacher, time for prayer. I know you'll get suspended maybe for doing this, but you got to start it. Honestly. Ask for it. That's how these changes happen, right? Ask for it. Get some students together. Go to the principal. Say, principal, we want a break for salat, dhuhr. We are Muslims. We're in a Muslim country. We want the break. Is it possible or no that he'll give it to you? Is it possible or no?
He's in my class and he asked the head teacher to allow him a room to pray during the recess.
Yeah.
He forgot about it.
Yeah. So you need to follow up.
So he prays in the class
But see, yani, don't give up. Keep pushing, pushing, pushing. You know, now the West, there's a movement or petition that's being signed to get Eid holidays in the West. And they'll get it. I'm sure they'll get it, really, because they're united and they're focused, and they got it probably even, yeah. Yeah, so why not? I mean, yani, you know, sign up for it and do it. And don't give up. If the head teacher is in your way, go higher. Go to the principal. Principals are, you know, go to the board. And really, yani, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when you want to do something for Allah's sake, you want to do something good, Allah's help will come. But, I mean, you know, you have to work hard for it. You have to be, you know, determined. Don't give up. Fight for it. Not fight in the sense, go punch in the principal. Fight, you know. Right? So, masjid, 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 you know. And for the sisters, Taraweeh in Ramadan is a great place to go to the masjid. Friday prayers, it's a sunnah for the whole family to go. This is a lost sunnah, by the way. You know? Fridays, the whole family is supposed to go. Eid prayers, the whole family is supposed to go. Yeah, yeah. You should go, you know, it's like an outing. So connect yourselves, connect your hearts to the masjid. If you want to be part of this category, may Allah make us of this category as well. Which category are we at now? Which number? Fourth. Two friends who meet only for Allah's sake. Two friends who are buddies only for who? For Allah's sake. In our world today, what are we friends for usually? Our needs. This guy, you know, comes from a rich family, nice car, let's be his friend. Knowledgeable, I can cheat, he can help me with homework, right? What else? Why do we become friends with people nowadays? They understand us, we connect, right? I can share my secrets with that friend. Or they're popular, I want to be part of that popular gang, so I'll connect with that gang. But who is connecting for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? I want to be his friend, I want to be her friend because, mashallah, she's such a, you know, pious and righteous sister or righteous brother. That is what this category is about. Seriously. You only meet for Allah's sake. You don't meet to gossip. You don't meet to, you know, talk about bags and cakes and movies and music. You only talk about, wow, you know, I heard that tafsir on YouTube. Did you watch it? Hey, you want to come to my house and we'll watch Nauman Ali Khan lecture on YouTube together? We'll have some popcorn also. This is what I'm talking about. And there are people like that, seriously, who only get together to serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, let's do a project, like let's get together and do a project for our community, a voluntary work, whatever, social work, right? Let's do something for Allah's sake. These are the friends you should have. How many of you have a friend like this? You have one, huh? Somewhat? They're very rare to find, by the way. But if you do have one, stick to that person, really. Don't leave them, you know. Take some scotch tape and just wrap yourself around them. Because shaitan wants you to be farthest away from this person. You want to ask something?
It's just, I mean, I have a friend, we're almost like that. Our mothers, we make each other's like role models and stuff. But now, like, she's in Pakistan and I'm here, so
Okay.
it's a bit hard now.
I'll give you a tip that I do. Yeah? You want a nice tip? We have the blessing of virtual communities now. So you could be friends with someone, for Allah's sake, online. You could be watching, you know, their YouTube lectures every day and, you know, sending them emails, asking questions, whatever. Yani, just connecting with people who, you know, you like to listen to. That's what I do personally. To keep my iman high, I have to constantly watch, you know, lectures and keep myself updated. Because otherwise, what's going to happen? Shaitan is going to get you. He's going to get you. He's going to take you off track. Your iman, it's going to fall down, right? And I'm sure you noticed this. And wise, you come, your iman goes up. Lunchtime, right or no? That's what happens, right? And so, the ruh inside of us needs this food. If you don't constantly feed it, and the ruh needs this food, and the food for a ruh is remembrance of Allah. If the food doesn't get this, if the ruh does not get this food regularly, what's going to happen to it? Then you feel down, depressed, guilty, annoyed, bad mood, okay, bad hair day, all these things. It's because the ruh is messed up. Okay, that's why you have celebrities who are committing suicide. That's why you have celebrities dying of drug abuse and alcohol and all these things. Okay, so friends, for Allah's sake, find your friend. Go on halaltube.com. Find a speaker that you like to listen to. Okay, and just get hooked. That will be your company in your free time. Instead of chatting and wasting time, do something beneficial, and inshallah it will be great. It will be a great journey. I mean, with YouTube and stuff, there's a lot of nice speakers out there. My favorite is Nu'man Ali Khan. So, and everyone has their own taste. There's a variety of people. Go on Halal Tube, try it out, listen to different people, and inshallah, you'll find your friends for Allah's sake. So you could, what category was that? Number 4. Okay. Let's do a recap. What's the number 1? Just leader. Number 2? Righteous. Youth. Number 3? I love masjid. Number 4? We just did it now. Friends for Allah's sake. Number 5. For the men. A man who is offered a very beautiful and rich lady, and he says, no, I fear Allah. Sorry, ma'am. I am a slave of Allah. I reject this. And this is a classic example of Yusuf alayhi salam. Because Yusuf alayhi salam was offered this. He was actually working in a house where his boss, female boss, was extremely wealthy, and I don't know how good looking she was, honestly, but wealthy people usually have their ways of looking good, right? Even if she's ugly, she'll do some plastic surgery. And so, a man who resists temptations, very difficult nowadays to do that in this day and age for the boys. Unfortunately, they're missing today. I wonder what they're doing. Right? I hope they're resisting their temptations, right? But this is human nature. This is the way boys are built. This is the way men are built. They have this built-in desire for the opposite gender, and it's an extremely difficult stage. That's why it's highly recommended to get married early, highly recommended to fast, because fasting for the boys, I don't know if you know this, fasting makes these temptations go down. And you're not supposed to eat a lot. If you eat a lot, then temptations go higher. And of course, in an environment where it's mixed, gathering, and all this, then you're asking for trouble, because Shaitan is there, and that's why, so that's why the Prophet ﷺ also said that if a guy and a girl are in one room together, who's number 3 in that room? Shaitan. Okay? And that's why is there such a thing as, oh, he's just my friend? Is there such a thing in Islam? No. Oh, he's just a friend. We're just doing homework on the phone together. We're just working on this project together. We're just buddies. We're just neighbors. We're just cousins. You guys think that's okay? You think Shaitan will say, oh, ye to bachare cousins hai, rehne do unko. Oh, they're only working on a project, leave them alone. No. And this one day, this Sahabi asked the Prophet ﷺ about being in a house with the brother-in-law. You know what brother-in-law is, right? So if let's say I'm married, my wife is staying in a house with and my brother is in that same house. So my brother is my wife's what? Brother-in-law, right? Yes? Is it okay for them to mingle and have lunch together and watch TV together? So someone went to the Prophet and asked this question. You know what the Prophet said? He said the brother-in-law is death. That's what he said. The brother-in-law is death. What does that mean? That means it's extremely, extremely, extremely dangerous for the brother-in-law to be very friendly and comfortable with the brother's wife. Why? Why do you think? Why death out of all the things? Why didn't he say, oh, it's haram? He said death. Why? Think about it. Yeah, but they're staying in the same house, right? I mean, access is there, yani, you know? So it's death. That's why, it's always recommended to live separately, your own house. If you can't afford that, then, have your own, like, private place. Yes. So for sisters, you're going to get married, ask your husbands to move you out of the house and stay, separately so you avoid these problems. It's very common, unfortunately, in the Indo-Pak culture for, brother-in-laws, sister-in-laws mingling together, shaking hands, and the mixed weddings and all these things. Yani. It's all shaitan's works, really. It's very difficult to disconnect from that. I know. It's culture, it's family, lo kya bolenge, all these things. But this is it. This is a category for those who want to be in the shade of Allah, especially for the boys. Again, we said the sisters don't have these things. Sisters want, bags, they want candy, cakes, right? For the brothers, it's unanimous. That's what they want. Number 6. Someone who gives charity with one hand and the other hand doesn't even know about it. Wow. Okay. So is this possible for us to do, by the way? Yes, just go do it today, yani, Just put your hand in your wallet. Don't even look. Put your hand in your wallet with your right hand. I'm not saying take all of it out. If you can, that's good. Seriously, don't look at the money. Just do it once in your life. Put your hand in your wallet. Take the money out. Put it in your pocket. Go to some poor person. Take the money out. Give it and just walk away. That's it. Inshallah, if your intention is clear, you will qualify for this. And make it a habit. I mean, my teacher used to recommend to me every Friday prayer, give, even if it's 100 fils, give. Make it a routine, make it a habit. And there's this really cool thing with charitable organizations today. Inshallah, when you work, although I don't advise you to work, stay at home, take care of the home and the house and the kids. Not that there's anything wrong with working, but it's a different topic. But there's this thing called monthly installments now, where they deduct automatically from your salary. Even if it's like 1 dinar, 5 dinar, 10 dinar, and you forget about it, right? So that's an amazing way to keep this charity regular and secret. Don't tell anybody about it. If you're going to sponsor an orphan, I think it costs like 15 dinars, 10 dinars, I don't know, 20 dinars. Do not tell anybody about it. Not even your mom, not even your husband, wife. Nobody. It's a secret. If you're telling them, there's nothing wrong with it, but you won't qualify for this. Why do you think it's supposed to be secret? Huh? Why is it supposed to be secret? Yeah, shaitan comes in. Pride. Yeah, how much are you doing? I'm sponsoring an orphan for 30 dinars. How much are you doing for? I'm doing 2. How many are you doing? Yeah? So that's where shaitan comes in. And so keep it secret. But of course, I mean, it's okay also, on the other hand, for some people to do it out loud to encourage others. But this is like a special one for those who... So do one outwardly to encourage people and do one inwardly also. Get best of both, inshallah. So that was number 6. What's number 7? Someone who remembered Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in secret and his tears started coming down. So this is also very, very special. And by the way, they have to be alone according to this. Someone who remembers Allah alone and cries. Why? Because usually people cry in the masjid. In Ramadan, you see it all the time. You go in Taraweeh, everyone's... and the next guy is doing it also. It's very easy to cry when others around are crying. Some people cry just because other people are crying. They don't even know what's going on, He's crying, okay. Tissue nakala, right? So that's not what this is about, right? It's not about that. It's about that. And why would someone cry in remembrance of Allah in secret? I mean,
because there was punishment, and sometimes they even cry for joy because of what could come if you actually do this.
wow. So crying out of joy.
Not only crying for like his punishment.
Maybe out of sin, some people cry. Out of joy. What else? There's another one.
Fear.
Fear. What else? Why would someone cry?
So you actually like remember somebody you know that
Maybe. I like yours, Aqsa. Thanks, out of thanks. Allah is giving us so much, so much, so much, so much. Like gift after gift after gift. Until the point you're like, Ya Allah, you know. You don't say, stop giving me gifts, of course, right? Don't say that. But you say, Ya Allah, you know, I'm doing nothing for you, Ya Allah. And you're still giving me more? I'm doing all these sins and you're still giving me more and still giving me more? And you're not asking anything in return, and I'm still sinning, and I'm still not praying on time, and you're still giving me more. I'm still not waking up for Fajr, and still giving me more. I'm still away from the Quran, and you're still giving me more. That makes you cry, man. You know, subhanallah. And it's a very, very special category to be in, really. This category, because when you're connected with Allah in that way, in secret, that means, inshallah, there's something special about you. Really. And if tears are not coming, let's say like tonight you try, okay, tonight I'm gonna cry. Right? And you just stand there in salat. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. You're trying. You're checking, is there any tears? And it's not coming out. Then what's the problem? Where's the problem? Is it gonna come like that? You need to work on what? You need to work on studying more? What do you need to work on? Heart. Most probably there's sins there. Most probably there's anger there. There's jealousy. There's hatred. There's gossip. There's lying. There's cheating. There's watching bad things. There's, I don't know, ego. These are all the disease of the heart that make the heart like a rock, and then the tears don't come down. The more you clean up this, the more you have forgiveness and mercy and love and compassion and truth, and being honest and being trustworthy, and when you give the word, you honor that word. And you know, you're taking care of your salat, your discipline. That's where it comes up. So that's the 7 categories. We're pretty much done. But we haven't finished this category, although it was the smallest category. What else do they get? Uma and maskoob, water that's falling down, right? Maskoob could mean you're being served water all the time, or it could be water that's actually being served naturally. You know how like when you pour water in a glass? It's like a mini waterfall, right? Right? Think of it this way, a mini waterfall, but here you have natural. So you want to drink, take your glass out, you know, natural. Ma'in maskoob. وَفَاكِهَةٍ كَثِيرًا. Lots and lots and lots and lots of fruits. And fakiha comes from the root word fakah, which means something that you are happy doing. You enjoy doing it. فَاكِهَةٍ كَثِيرًا. And when Allah says kathira, what does that mean? It's not just a lot, it's a lot according to Allah's definition, right? Not our definition. فَاكِهَةٍ كَثِيرًا لَا مَقْطُوعَةٍ وَلَا مَمْنُوعَةٍ. In this world, some fruits, they get disconnected. How? Seasons, right? Mango season. Of course, we're all waiting for it. When is it? Don't say. Yeah, we're all waiting, right? Where are the mangoes going to come? And once they're disconnected, right? Then we try getting the other Indian and other ones, but they don't taste as good. So maqtu'a. In Jannah, will they say, sorry, sir? Sorry, ma'am. Mango season's finished? No. It's going to be there forever. لا مقطوعة ولا ممنوعة. And they will be not be forbidden. Which fruit was forbidden? Yeah, which tree? Adam tree, yeah. Apples, right? I mean, specifically that tree was forbidden. So nothing will be, there won't be like a tree that, you know, it's forbidden, don't go near it. Your clothes will come off. No, it's not going to happen. Right? So you eat, you drink as much as you eat fruits, no disconnection, nothing. And maqtu'a, some scholars say, means that it will be actually disconnected from the branch. You know how like sometimes you go to the grocery store or the vegetable fruit guy, you see some nice apples, so you get like 20. The first one up was nice, all the rest are what? Bad. Because the guy who collected them was probably, they already fell from the tree, and he picked it up and he put it in the bag, right? So usually they're not fresh. If you saw like an apple tree with 10 apples down on the floor and one up on the tree. Which one would you take? Why? It's fresh. So he's saying none of those fruits will be fallen down. Maqtu'a means like cut from its branches. They'll all be there. Right? Subhanallah. وَفُرُشٍ مَرْفُوعَةٍ. And the lounges, the chairs will be all raised up. High. Why high? Because we like to be elevated, right? That's why Burj Khalifa has the most expensive property in the world, maybe. Apartments. That's why when you go to Mecca, the higher up you are on the floor, the better the view on the Kaaba, the more expensive the bill is, right? Have you guys seen the movie Up? Yeah? The cartoon? Really nice, mashallah. Guy is so sweet, you know, he's taking their home, his wife wants to home on a waterfall. So the whole movie is about that journey. SubhanAllah, you know, and that's what we get in Jannah. So Furushin Marfu'a, why? Because when you're up high, you get the nice scene and the breeze, and you know. So that's how high the seats will be. Sorry, I'm taking long. Inna ansha'nahunna, and I want to finish this. Okay, so Inna ansha'nahunna insha'a. We have created them in perfection. Who is Allah talking about here? The Hur. Okay, again for the guys, they're not here unfortunately. They're missing out on this stuff. So Allah is saying we have created them in such an amazing creation. فَجَعَلْنَاهُنَّ أَبْكَارًا. We have made them pure, right? Untouched. Like the banana peel, remember? You want to use a banana that's open, use closed banana. We have made them pure. عُرُبًا أَتْرَابًا. Interesting word. عُرُبًا means they will be enjoy good company to talk to. You could talk to them forever and you know enjoy the company and you enjoy spending time with them. So this is a good lesson for the sisters. You want a successful marriage? Be good company to your husbands. Talk to them nicely, enjoy, you know, spend time with them. Uruban. Atraba means similar ages. They'll all be similar ages. Okay? Interesting also. So no one will be jealous of the other. There will be nothing of that. She's older, she's younger, she's prettier. لِأَصْحَابِ الْيَمِينَ. All of this that we talk about will be for who? Ashabul Yameen, the people of the right. Will there be many or no? Allah says, ثُلَّةٌ مِنَ الْأَوَّلِينَ وَثُلَّةٌ مِنَ الْآخِرِينَ. There will be many of them from the old generation and many of them from the later new generation. What's the difference between this one and the first group? They had many from the older generation and few from the later generation because they were the VIPs. Here Allah is saying there will be many from the older, many from the newer. Why?
Because there is still a chance. Maybe if you're staying there, maybe some hope for us. Because if you will be from new generation, why can't it be motivated?
Yes, there's more fitna now. By the way, just to end this, to wrap up the Ashabul Yameen, you see all this amazing stuff now? Allah is saying it's for the people of the right. The people of the right are those who are just praying 5 times a day. They're just fasting. They're just, you know, doing their basic stuff. And they're enjoying their life. So imagine if all of this is for Ashabul Yameen. The VIP, what's the difference between them and the VIPs? The VIPs have dedicated their lives for this deen. They've pretty much dedicated their time, their effort, their money, their wealth. All they think about is this deen. What can I do? How can I be close to Allah? Quran, you know, good company. These people, Ashabul Yamin, are more chilled. They're more, you know, they have their day-to-day stuff. They're going to work. They're busy. But they're keeping their 5 prayers on time. You see the difference between the two groups? Yeah? So, inshallah, may Allah make us of the first group. If not, then, you know, we'll still be happy with this, inshallah, all right? But we still want to compete, inshallah, for the next. So with that, we conclude. Subhanakallah bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Any questions?